I asked Mac yesterday, as successful as Noah's been this year, if it changes the approach sometimes when you guys get closer to the goal line instead of maybe a 4-down situation, maybe you look at it as 3-down because you know you're at least going to get some kind of points. For you as a quarterback, has that been different for you this year as opposed to last year, when, especially late in the year when there were some struggles there?
I think the great thing about Coach Brown, he loves going for it on fourth, and we're trying to get 7. We're trying to get 7 instead of 3. I think that's the main thing we preach in the offensive room is get touchdowns instead of having field goals. That's one of our stats we look at the end of the game and see if that's based on success throughout the game. And I think 1 for 5. I was looking back at the Clemson game last year. Coach Brown showed us more 1 for 5 in the red zone. That's kind of the story of the game. We struggled down there, and this past game we started off maybe 1 for 4, and then I ended up turning out a little bit and go 4 for 9. I think was the end of it. So just find ways to. I think it is nice having a safety blanket with Noah. Yeah. I know we're gonna get 3 out of it, and it's always nice having that. I think in the beginning of the year last year, I thought he was real good. So I think kicking is one of the toughest positions. Like you're saying, the mental health part of it, the ice and the kicker, they expect you to make it. If you don't make it, everybody hates you. So it's a tough job, and I think like you said, I think not a lot of times the kicker and the quarterback are probably 2 of the top positions in football with the most pressure. So I understand where he's coming from, and obviously his everybody's looking at him. It's like shooting a free throw. Really, it's just all eyes on you. So it's a little different, but at the same time, I'm just glad we got Noah, and he's been great for us this year.
Staying on the red zone, there was when you guys had those series, I think it was 4 straight times you got in there and you ended up kicking field goals. How many of those calls were calls that you made the last scrimmage where it was either a run pass? How many of them were designed? Because Omarion didn't get a lot of touches, and I was curious maybe what you were seeing from them, or if it was just a direct call from Chip that you were going to not give him the ball, it was going to be something else.
Yeah, the first time we got down there, it was given to Omarion, and the safety came off the edge and I pulled it. The second time, I feel like we got down the big O that, and then the QB sneaks. I think obviously should try to get a big O, but at the same time I blame myself for not getting in there. I'm 6'5", almost 230, and I feel like I got to be able to get a yard. Credit them up front, and at the same time they're no, we're gonna try to give the big O. The first one in overtime, I should have gave it to him. I pulled it and got sacked for TFL. It's just bad football. But at the same time, the last one, I checked to a quarterback run, and him leading me up the middle, helped score in overtime. So it was give and take. Obviously trying to get 28, and I think me adding an extra hat with him adding to the run. I think kind of had me and him kind of balancing out, and obviously being on him, the way he's running the football. So I think it was tough call down there. Obviously, you want to have the big O. I feel like I want the ball in my hands down there. So I feel like a lot of people are getting mad. We're going to have the big O the ball. I think he's just getting beat up. It's a long game. I think he played 91 snaps on Saturday. So, but at the same time, he's top rusher in the country. So I see where y'all come from. I'm just glad 28's on our team. He's a great player, and I know I'm sure he's in the training room, but he brings it every week. He's the man. So,
39 touches.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he had 8 catches. Yeah, he catches it great. I told y'all he catches it great, and makes him miss. Even the little ankle tackles, you see him. He's dodging those better, and I told him to try to add the hurdle. I think he did that maybe once last week. So he's getting it. Yeah, he's getting his head. His vision's getting there, and I'm just proud of that kid just coming up and showing, and drinking 3 protein shakes a day, and just working. So.
What was the best part when you look back on it? What was the best part of the celebration the other night? Obviously, they're chanting 1 more year, and but now you're 2 days removed from it or 3 days removed from it. What do you think was just the best part, the most fun part?
Yeah, I think the best part of it is kind of relief after the 2-point conversion, and just celebrating with the teammates for a split second. I remember hugging Corey, hugging some of the other guys up front. I think Maye caught said along the way, and then just getting stormed the field, and I think kind of that last kind of relief of defense making a stop at 2 point, kind of felt like the App State one, and I think anytime the crowd rushes the field is a good feeling, and it's pretty cool, and you don't really know what to do or what's happening. So it was probably a combination of that. That probably with a minute or two where it started coming. The next thing you see random people on the field.
You mentioned Noah obviously a minute ago. You've been in pressure situations before, but can you imagine just standing on the field doing a timeout, knowing the whole game comes down to when you make a kicker?
Yeah, shoot. You can say it. Similar pressure to what I'm about. I don't think it's to that magnitude. I think It's a tough job. The guys in the NFL, they make it look easier, but in college, you get more. I think it's even more pressure. Because you got, I think the fans are a little more ruthless, and honestly, I think expect them to make it, but at the same time, those guys, you got 11 dudes come off the edge. I think Adam asked the question about the guys coming off the edge. So I don't know how you don't see those guys. I feel like they're going to block it every time when I'm looking at it. And I can say the only pressure that maybe I can be in his shoes is when I'm playing Madden and you got the end of the game kick and you got to time it up, or I'm playing my brother. Other than that, you got to time it up and press X twice to time up the field goal. Other than that, I couldn't imagine doing it in real life. So.
You also mentioned that, and I know it's a figure of speech, everybody would hate him if he missed it. You wouldn't have hated him if he missed it.
No, I think what he's done, this year and even early last year, he's been, huge for us, and kind of having battling Co win the job and him still sticking with it and just fighting and showing up every day. And he's a great locker room guy. Oftentimes you feel like the specialists are kind of the weirdos of the bunch and kind of the odd group. And Noah Burnett is, he's one of the guys, and I feel like a lot of specialists on our team, I feel like they're kind of part of the group and not just kind of the outsiders.
One thing about the post game too that you can add from the next game notes. I mean, almost like you had to fight your way through the
Yeah, try to. You never know what happens. But just try to enjoy it. I don't really know what to do. People just trying to take pictures. Yeah, exactly. It's college. That's part of it. I don't think you need security. Just enjoy it and try to catch some teammates. They're going through the same thing. In the awkward stage. So.
Oh, what's the replay of it? Jeremy was your security detail.
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah, Jeremy got me through there. To go to the stage. Yeah.
He's challenging the ref 1 week, security detail the next.
Before he lost his voice.
He wears
He's
a
got a
lot
lot
of
of
hats.
TV time lately.
Yeah, Jeremy he deserves it.
Yeah.
A lot of unpublished business and work. So.
Have you been to a game at Clemson before?
I have, yeah. I got recruited by Clemson. I went to a game there. They played state there one time, one afternoon, 3:30 game, I think. Clemson's one of the options I was thinking about out of high school. Coach Streeter was a quarterback coach then. I was a big fan. Coach Sweeney obviously does a great job. So, just kind of things didn't play out, and I ended up committing to Alabama, and you know the story. So, ended up at the right spot.
You know what the atmosphere is going to be?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know the atmosphere. They're a great football school, great football town, great college town. They're going to bring some noise and just great opportunity for us to go into a road environment. I love playing on the road. I think that's one of my favorite things. Going to a place where it's rowdy and just look forward to it.
They got a
see
quick
from that Clemson defense when you look at them this year compared to what you faced in the ACC championship game.
Yeah, a lot of the same guys back. I think up front they lost a lot, but and Trenton in the linebacker core, he obviously went to the NFL, but I think same safeties, same corner. 54 is back, 0's back up front. So and the linebackers, they're two good linebackers. They're a good linebacker duo, they're well coached. They mix it up, and they do a little bit of eye, they do a little bear, 5 up, even. So they'll mix it up. They'll play us, challenge us in man coverage. So they do a good job, and they'll have all hands on deck. And just like I said, looking forward to it, and it should be a challenge.
Do you look at it as a sort of like a give back for you because they kind of handled you all in the ACC championship?
Yeah, I think obviously you're trying to put out a better game than we did last time. I still think we outrushed them in the ACC championship. I thought we threw it around good, moved the ball well. Just the red zone, was the story of the game. Ended up throwing the pick six, was can't do the fumble turnovers. They won the turnover about 3-0, and fumbled one with Amarion. Out the driver up 14-7, they ended up getting 7 out of that. So I think we really hurt ourselves. Nothing that they did. We moved the ball well, and just got to make some more plays down in the red zone. But I think we ran it. I threw for 250 plus or something, and we ran it for 130s. I think Coach said 135, 136 this morning. So it's a good defense. They're gonna make plays, and we're gonna have some adversity. Just got to be able to handle it and get ready to get back after it.
Is there a specific area defensively where they're maybe at their strongest? Or are they just so good at all 3 levels that it's about the same?
Yeah, I think the best thing about them is how they mix up dudes up front. They bring in different guys that are all big-time recruits, great players. I think they had a few freshmen playing this year up front, and they mix it up. I think that's the best thing about it. They don't do the same thing. They're not a scripted team each week. They kind of shift their defense based off of their plan, and obviously I think it means something. It's just how they want to play me. I'm not sure if they're going to play me similar to last year or mix it up. So just kind of have to see.
Chuck, obviously you've been, in quote-unquote hostile environments before, road games before, things like that. But what is unique, I guess, about preparation, knowing you're going to go into an environment like that, especially a team like Clemson that is as dominant as it's been?
Yeah, just different. We had crowd noise pumping this morning, Tuesday. Just being kind of adjusted to some of the different noise stuff. Just not being in the same rhythm. Sometimes the noise can throw you off. Just some snap counts maybe if you can't hear a clap. I feel like I got a pretty good clap. So, they always say the clap is a decimal or a decibel that you can always hear, but sometimes that ain't right. But reminds me of Virginia Tech my freshman year. That's really the other loudest part I've ever been in. I think Sam mentioned that earlier this month too. So just just treat it like any other game, but at the same time be ready for those things that are able to throw you off.
Yesterday, Matt mentioned probably 4 or 5 times the record that Clemson has at home since Dabo got there, 96-9. As he mentioned that a lot to you guys as well, and just kind of your thoughts on embracing the challenge.
We know it's a tough place to play, tough place to win. And 96-9, that's impressive. Credit to Coach Sweeney, he does a great job. I was a fan of his coming out of high school, and he continues to do it every year. And people say they got it down here, they're still making play, playing like Coach said, playing like a playoff team now, and we're gonna get their best shot. And it's gonna be a good ACC matchup. I think it's good for college football and good for us. Go in there and try to make some noise.
Do you think you all collectively as a team will look to treat these last 2 games as sort of your ACC championship game? I mean, I think the odds are super long if they're not already gone to get there. I'm not sure what all the tiebreakers are, but we've looked at it for a long time.
Yeah.
Would you look at it like that as Clemson, NC State?
It's a great opportunity to end on a good note. I think last year that's all you can think about. How poorly we ended, and Coach Brown mentioned these 3 games. That's tough. We're playing, playing banged up and playing through injuries and playing through tough opponents. 3 great defenses too. 3 of the best defenses, probably the best defense in the ACC. And go out there and continue to play. This is what you came here for. It's what I came here for. And Coach Brown was a little frustrated about the schedule that came out, but hey, we have to see him sometime along the schedule and line him up, 3 times in a row, and let's get after it, snap the ball. And I feel like I like my guys.
All right. What is when the season is over and you do have to make the NFL decision?
Yeah.
What do you think that will look like for you in terms of, will you talk to a lot of people? Will it just be you and your dad? Will you how do you think you'll go about trying to just make the decision? I mean, I think did Luke go to the combine?
Yeah, Luke tested the waters, without an agent.
Right, he worked out for some teams.
His junior year, yeah.
You can't really do that.
Yeah, I know.
But how do you think you'll go about the input to make the decision?
Yeah, I think it's tough. I think that's some decisions a little bit probably a month or 2 away that you have to make. But I think really my parents and my brothers are really the minds that matter the most, and just trust what my gut and what I think is right and what I think is best for me. I love the school and love this place, but at the same time, my dream is playing in the NFL and get there. So listen, just down the road, got a lot left to play for here in college, but at the same time, just trust my family.
Yeah, you got to make a business decision. You got to sort of separate business from.
Exactly. Yeah. What would y'all do? If I was in this scenario, so kind of treat it like that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, Greg.
There you go.